Hello everybody and welcome to my review of Scream Queen Season 1 Episode 3 titled Chainsaw. And yes, there were quite a few chainsaws in this episode, and let me just say I will be discussing certain character and plot points, so just letting you know that ahead of time. There will be some spoilers in this episode. So let me just say that I thought this episode got off to a shaky start. I actually thought the opening scene was pretty poor. I'll just leave it at that and not go into any more details about that. What I will say is I pretty much loved everything else about this episode. I was laughing out loud quite a few times. First, let me just say that I mentioned this before, but the musical choices on this show are phenomenal and really add to the show. They use a variety of different stuff, including instrumental music and a lot of 90s songs tonight, and it all works somehow. And let me just say, there is a scene with my buddy Chad and his friends to the Backstreet Boys, which may be the greatest use of that song or any song ever, seriously. And speaking of Chad Radwell, this guy is just great. Glenn Powell, the actor, is doing a great job. I don't really think the character is written as very likable, and it's not really the kind of person I would necessarily normally like, but for some reason this guy is interesting and entertaining. Great job there. We only get to see Pete, another interesting character, very briefly in this episode, and I know he's kind of an obvious choice to be our killer, but I still suspect him. I think this guy's really strange. A bigger plot line is that our friend the Dean, Miss Jamie Lee Curtis, she's really upset about Gigi's relationship with Wes, and she's not too happy about this. And speaking of Wes, I just have to say that his reaction to the film he showed in class was absolutely priceless, and that is a great film. I'm with you, Wes. I don't know about the greatest ever, but it's pretty great. We did get some other small plot points in there which could be important later on. We got to learn more about Chanel number 3. I love how they just go by Chanel and a number, no real name. And we got Denise suspecting Zayday, I believe her name is, which is kind of interesting. And let me just give a shout out to my buddy Coney the mascot. For anybody who watched this episode, this might not have worked for you, but I thought this was hilarious, especially his narration and brief cameo. Your time was too short on the show, but I did enjoy you while you lasted. So that was probably either the awful or the greatest thing I've ever seen. I haven't decided yet. And I just got to say, the ending of this episode was a bit strange. I don't know that I totally buy that scene, but it did give us more insight going into next week. So, come to think of it, not a lot really happened till the end of this episode. We got some more character development here and there, but a lot of it was just set up, which is fine for an early season episode. But man, was I entertained by this thing. So I'm going to give this episode another 4 out of 5. It wasn't perfect. A few jokes don't work, but who cares? This show, I'm really having a lot of fun. I'm shocked how much I like this show. So that's really pretty much my main thoughts for this episode. If you guys want to tell me what you think's going on and who you really think the killer is, let me know down below. And as always, you can give me a like if you want to, and thanks for watching.